Welcome to the last part in my series where I'm going through all of my makeup on a yearly basis so I can go through and pass along things that I don't use or anything like that. And so my collection stays curated and what I'm actually going to use, and things don't expire on me. I get sent a lot. I also buy a lot to test and review. I also cycle through stuff in my pro kit, and if I take it out of my pro kit, I usually use it for my personal so it still gets used, or I pass it along to friends and family. So the last video in this series is my eyeshadows and the palettes. And I keep most of them on this shelf, and most of these won't be going away because they're already very curated. And I use these on a regular basis. I love these and everything. And then the ones that I keep on my vanity are from CXC Beauty. They're 9-pan palettes and the 9-pan ColourPop palettes and the bright colors. So those stay on my vanity. I use those all the time. Those are also not going anywhere. So let's get into these. I don't know if any of these are going to be going out, but we'll see. Okay, so I guess we are getting rid of more eyeshadow palettes than I thought. Warm tones, I just don't really gravitate towards warm tones, so I would rather pass this along to someone who can use it. You know, same with this. I love how tiny this is. This is perfect for travel, and you still get like a lot of product in here. So you could definitely like use this for travel and stuff like that. And I may or may not get a different shade with these because it is really nice. This is a Viseart palette, and I don't really get much use out of it. I only tend to use these and then like some of these shades down here, and so I'm not using half the palette, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it along. The ColourPop Malibu Barbie palette, I also just don't use. In fact, it's almost just not used. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this along as well. The Prados Beauty palette, I love these colors and everything. Just if I'm wearing colors, I'm reaching for the other palettes. So I don't use this. And so I am going to pass it along to someone who will appreciate it more than me. Same with like the Crown palette. I love these, but I just don't use it. The ColourPop Your Golden palette, I also just don't use. I am definitely way more into cool tones than warm tones, so any of these super warm tone palettes I'm just not going to use. And then this Beauty Counter palette is for eyeshadows. They're all shimmery, and then a blush and like a highlighter, and everything is shimmery, so I won't really use this, so I want to pass it along. And then these are all Ace Beauté palettes. I have a bunch of them. These three are also Ace Beauté palettes. These are all just ones that I won't really use. I tried like this palette. I'll only use these 3 shades and this one. So like these 3 shades and this one. So I don't want to keep it just for that. And then the Nostalgia palette, for whatever reason, it has gone bad. So this will be going into the trash. So, which is very sad because I wanted to pass that along to somebody. The Flare palette, I do really, really like it. I like this shade here is amazing. And I love these 4 shades. But these I won't really use. And like these I won't super use. I have other ones that are like more. And so I'm going to pass this along. I love the formula. and everything of the Ace Beauté palettes, clearly, but I just won't use these. And then the last one is the Floral Vintage palette, and I like a lot of the shades, but I also don't use half of them. So again, gonna pass it along so someone can actually use and appreciate her in her full glory. So, and then I am keeping all of my gems and everything. I like gems. I use them. I also put them in my kit and stuff. And so I will be keeping all of those. And then my mini palettes, I'm keeping most of them. So, and yeah, so that is my full makeup collection gone through and everything for my personal use. And I am happy to pass along these things to friends and family and unfortunately throw away the few things that have gone bad. But I am very happy with now a very curated collection. I also receive PR and things, and I buy a lot to test for my job and to cycle in and out of my professional kit. And so I love to go through everything and make sure that it's in loving homes so it actually gets used before it has to go in the bin. So if you like this series, let me know. I can make it a yearly series. I go through my personal collection once a year. I find if I do it too often, then there's nothing to get rid of. But if excuse me, it is a very cold, dreary day here in Oklahoma. So, but I find if I do it like every other year, then there's just so much and I don't catch things and more things go bad. So yearly is usually the best time, and I usually do it around November, December, January, kind of in that area, because I usually have time off with the holidays and all of that, so I can actually really go through everything. So if you like these styles of videos and everything, please give me a follow. You can follow me everywhere as Creative Countess and keep up with everything with me. So I'm happy to see you and talk to you later. Bye.